The downpour of August 27th in some parts of Benue State affected over 80,000 persons, more than 2,700 households, and more than 1,500 houses. We at Adopt a Camp then thought that we needed to assist the flood victims. Thus, we launched Mission to Makurdi, which is aimed primarily at assisting those that have been affected by the flood in Benue State. In achieving the objective for Mission to Makurdi, we worked with several individuals, organizations, and churches.
The first time I heard about the flood, I woke up early morning. I got a call from a distressed person who has been seeing my work and who knows I've been into this thing. So I took a bike, I went down to this community, and the whole house was submerged in water.
We worked with Global Impact Church, and Pastor Yemi Davis helped in ensuring that the church opened 2 of its branches to the collection of relief materials that came from Lagos. Not only did they collect those materials were also sorted, properly bagged, and transported down to Makurdi. Bulk of this donation also came from Willow Creek, who donated these funds through Global Impact Church.
Earlier this year, we were in South Sudan, visiting IDPs with clothing, food, and things like that. We're also at Chibok in the northeast of Nigeria. So it's something that they're prepared for. So when the opportunity shows up, you just want to present it to them. And then the response was we just wish there was more time to prepare.
The church also provided volunteers and were on the field to assist those who have been affected, particularly the medical team headed by Dr. Chinedu and Dr. Annie, who were also on ground to provide medical outreach to those who have been affected by the flood. We also worked with Daystar Church, who not only donated funds for this purpose, but Pastor Nike Adeyemi was also on ground.
We heard about the flood that happened in Makurdi, Benue State, Nigeria. We saw the pictures. Of course, we saw that people have been displaced. These are people that have been in poverty and now being plunged into abject poverty. But when Adopt a Camp, spearheaded by Buki Shonibare, we've always supported her, especially with the mission to Borno and Northeast Nigeria, the Chibok girls and all that. But when she decided to take up the challenge to be a part of this, then we decided to support her, with cash and kind and all of that. But Buki said, no, you have to come. It's actually better to be on ground than just sending your gifts. She threw that challenge to me.
We had support hugely from Elevation Church, headed by Pastor Godman Akinlabi, who not only provided huge funds for this purpose, but Pastor Godman was also on ground, arranging materials and particularly helping in coordination.
We trusted our outfit because we have seen a lot of the good things that they've done before, from the days of Bring Back Our Girls when we have been relating with her. So we decided to speak to our church members about bringing relief materials, also donating in cash. And what we met on ground today is beyond my expectation.
ID Kabasa from Global Impact Church was also on ground.
What you see online does not really describe the situation, because from my understanding, they said this is just few out of the community. If this is just few, I can imagine how massive, how overwhelming the numbers are. Because looking at this number, immediately I came down from the car, I was like, wow, these numbers of people going through this, even I was scared that what we brought might not be too enough for them, which I would love to encourage people that people still need to give more towards this cause.
Pastor Grace Ophili from Daystar Church was also on ground. And we saw not just that they were serving food, they were there, arranging relief materials that we gave to the people. We partnered also with Activating the Lost Dream Foundation in Abuja, headed by Abutu Ishotu, who coordinated the collection for the Abuja donations that we received. We got donation also from Harvesters Church, headed by Pastor Bolaji Idowu. We got donation also from House on the Rock Church. We had donation from several individuals and organizations, small businesses. And in all, we had raised over 6 million naira for Mission to Makurdi. On day one of Mission to Makurdi, we packaged and arranged the materials that we had gone with according to the number of households that we wanted to reach. We reached 400 households. These households are from Adeke community in Wenge, Shivi, Zaki and Shima, High Level, and we also assisted a group of pensioners who have been affected by the flood.
We are pleased. God will reward you abundantly.
We really appreciate because they give us different items like food, clothes, and mat, even mattress.
In all, not only did we give the packaged relief materials, we also gave each household 5,000 naira in order to provide for some of those things that they needed that money would need to buy. On day 2 of Mission to Makurdi, the day started with the medical outreach. And with the medical outreach, we conducted basic tests like blood sugar test, blood pressure test, and we administered some basic drugs that were needed by those that have been diagnosed with one medical issue or the other.
What I have seen so far is beyond my expectation. That goes to show the need for a lot of social amenities in this society.
We just finished with the medical checkups. We've advised them, we've counseled them, we've given them the drugs they're supposed to take, and we try to make them know that it's important for them to visit hospitals when they have problems.
Most of the cases treated in children and adults were mainly upper respiratory tract infection, malaria, cholera, dysentery, basically.
They do my testing and they give me some drugs that I should go and continue taking it.
The second part of day 2 was for us to begin distribution of the relief materials that we had gone with. And in order to aid the smooth running of that distribution, we categorized them according to men, women, old women, children, boys, children, girls, young men, nursing mothers, pregnant women. And that helped us in providing the materials that were suitable. On day 3, we went first to the Achusa community behind Civil Service Commission, where we reached 103 households, donating to them the same set of materials that we had given to the earlier communities that were reached on day 1 and day 2. At Achusa community also, we were able to deliver to the health practitioner in that community some of the drugs and medical items.
It's very encouraging. In fact, my people in this community, the Achusa community, they have come to benefit from them. If not, right from day 1, some of them just heard that they brought rice, they brought this, and they brought that. They have not seen it.
Where I'm staying, I'm not comfortable. All my things are outside because where I kept my things, the house got broken. If I run to the camp, this is the time that handwork people can go around and do their own job. So with all the odds, I'm still staying there. That is why, as you can hear my voice, I have cold and catarrh, serious one. Whosoever were responsible for the relief materials we are getting, God should reimburse them more, and they should reach out to other places, not only we alone.
The second part of day 3 was to Agan, where we went to the newly set up IDP camp, as coordinated by Bengonet and SEMA. There, we gave some of the relief materials that we had been given, and we went with mattresses, clothes, shoes, books, toys, and several other things that we had packaged for those that have been affected by the flood that were in that IDP camp. We also delivered to them or presented to the SEMA and Bengonet official the medical materials that we had prepared for them.
It is important to call on all Nigerians, especially those from the southern part of Nigeria, to step forward, to step up every time there's a crisis, every time disaster happens in this country. And what we have seen here today is overwhelming. There's a lot that has been done. There is a lot that needs to be done. And then we'll call on government to continue doing what they are doing and other organizations to step forward and help the Benue people.
We also had members of the NYSC who volunteered and also joined us, like Jennifer and Great, who were on ground to also support. We are grateful particularly to Elizabeth, who coordinated the effort in Benue State, as well as our family and all other volunteers in Benue State. We want to say a huge thank you to everyone that was part of Mission to Makurdi. We want to thank all of the almost 100 people that donated towards this mission, including Super League that also gave us money, even though we had returned from Makurdi. That may be launching us into Mission to Makurdi too. And we hope that at the end we can restore life fully back to some of the households that have been affected by this flood. Thank you everyone, and God bless you.